So day 2 of the NHL draft has came and gone. It is officially over, and it was a lot more entertaining than day 1 or night 1 or round 1 or whatever you want to call it if you are a big fan of trades. I already made a video on the biggest trade, the PK Subban deal that sent him to the Devils. That video is up on the channel. Go check it out if you have not already. But this one, the Toronto Maple Leafs sent Patty Marleau and a conditional first-round pick to the Carolina Hurricanes, and back they got a 6th-round pick. But obviously this is just a cap dump. Patrick Marleau is most likely going to be bought out by the Carolina Hurricanes, and then he says he wants to return to San Jose in free agency. That would be nice, him to be able to end his career with the Sharks, the team that he started with, the team that, he played basically his entire career with. But a report has came out that the Hurricanes GM are going to try to convince Patty Marleau to stay and play for them, but if not, then he will obviously be bought out. I think that's a classy move by Carolina, just seeing if you can get him to play for you, because I still think he has a lot to give in a top 9 role for at least 1 or 2 more seasons, and if Carolina can get that out of him, that would be nice. But if he doesn't want to play there, a classy move by the GM of the Hurricanes, saying he will buy him out if he doesn't want to play there, and they get the first-round pick. It is a conditional pick. If it's in the top 10 next year, then Carolina will instead receive Toronto's first-rounder in 2021. Most likely will not be in the top 10 though, because Toronto is probably going to be a playoff team again next year. I saw a lot of people clowning the Leafs for giving up a conditional first-round pick in literally a cap dump move, but this is a smart move, and Kyle Dubas had to do it. As you can see now, after the trade, they were able to bring back Kasperi Kapanen and Andreas Johnsson on good deals. Their cap hit combined is up around what Patty Marleau's would have been. This is a smart move, and this wasn't his mistake signing the Patrick Marleau contract. I mean, I liked when Lou Lamoriello brought in Patty Marleau, but it was a lot of money, and Kyle Dubas fixed it. He promised he would keep the young core together, and that is exactly what he's trying to do. So people clowning the Leafs for that, you really have to think what was at stake here for Kyle Dubas and the Leafs in terms of bringing back all of their really talented young guys, and this provided a lot of cap relief for them and most likely made their offseason a little bit easier. So I like to trade for both sides. I'm curious to hear what you guys think, especially if you are a fan of the Hurricanes or the Toronto Maple Leafs. But now let's move on to the second trade that I want to talk about in today's video. So the next trade was JT Miller was acquired by the Vancouver Canucks in exchange for Marek Mazanec, a goaltender, 27 years old. He's been in the American League for quite some time. He's never going to become an NHL starter, if we're just being real, unless something crazy happens and he goes on one of the miracle runs. But not really a piece Tampa is really ever going to use outside of the minors. They get a 2019 3rd-round pick, and they get a conditional 2020 1st-round pick. If Vancouver misses the playoffs next year, then that 1st-round pick will become a 2021 unprotected 1st-round pick. So I've seen a lot of Canucks fans getting super mad that they had to give up a 1st-round pick for a player that Tampa Bay just wanted to unload his contract. But JT Miller is a very solid player, and he's only 26 years old. This is a guy who has scored 20 goals 3 times, in my opinion, playing with talented guys like Bo Horvat or Elias Pettersson or Besser or whoever he ends up playing with, on the power play and stuff like that. He can be a 60-point top 6 winger, and that is exactly what this team needs, and barring injury or something, he can play the center position as well. So I think he's a fantastic pickup for them, and it's not even a bad contract, $5.25 million until 2022-23. You have him locked up long term. He's a good player. That's not an unreasonable amount of money, especially when you look at some of the other contracts that have been signed over the years, and the Kevin Hayes deal, obviously the Louis Eriksson contract for the Canucks, Lucic and stuff like that. It's a pretty decent and team-friendly contract for a guy who can give you 60 points. He didn't really, get an opportunity to shine and show his skills in Tampa Bay because he was playing behind Stamkos, Kucherov, Braden Point, Yanni Gourde, Tyler Johnson, even guys like Andre Palat. JT Miller didn't really get an opportunity to play a significant role like he did when he was in New York, and that's really where he was thriving. And I think if he can get back to that play and maybe even up it a little bit, the Vancouver Canucks look like they won this trade. But if they don't make the playoffs the next 2 years and that 2021 first rounder becomes a really good pick, then Tampa Bay obviously wins this deal. But they clear up some cap space. They can focus on re-signing Braden Point now, and I like the trade from both sides. And to the Vancouver Canucks fans that don't like it, I think you shouldn't judge it just yet. You have to wait and see what JT Miller is going to provide for you next season, because I think he can be a really good piece for the team. So with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. Make sure to let me know down in the comment section who you think won this trade, how good you think JT Miller will fit in with the Canucks, all that type of stuff. Make sure to let me know. And with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for daily NHL content, and I will see you guys all in the next video.